Angus, thanks for joining us.
Hey Rob, how's it going?
Hey, good, yeah. It's nice to see you. The showroom is looking, well, light, bright, and beautiful.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much. It's definitely proof it's worth this year, that's for sure.
It most certainly has, and the setup you've got is an impressive one. So let's delve into some product. And I think the first product we're going to look at is the Kinetic Alpine 2.0. And I had the privilege of reviewing the Kinetic Alpine 1.0, and it was, and I think it was one of the, and I think, am I all right to call it one of the unlikely success stories of, was it 2020 or 2019 when it was 2019 when it was first released? And I say that because it seemed like a bit of an unknown really at the time. And
definitely, I think, we 100% thought it did much better for us than we thought. I think people understood. It was one of those products that was a bit of a dark horse. It kind of went below the surface. You tried it out and it clicked, and there was nothing else like it.
It was definitely noticeable because the forums picked up on it, I think, just before we reviewed it as well. And then ever since then, it's just been mentioned intermittently. And it's a jacket that has a following. And I mean, I must admit, ever since I've used mine, particularly the pants, because they're basically like this. For me, like I've been out walking a lot over the winter, and the fact that you can wear them either on their own or with a pair of long johns, and they're so stretchy, they're so light. I'm basically just waffling on about how much I like them. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking, Angus, because this is what I do. I talk too much. And you're going to tell me about the 2.0. What's the difference?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not been a whole trade show to tire you out before you've got here today, is there, Rob? Basically the main face fabric stays the same as the old Kinetic, which is the ProFlex weave. So that's the really soft, stretchy, comfortable feel.
Yeah, that fabric across the body has got a 10,000 hydrostatic head.
Yeah, so this fabric's the same as the old version, essentially. The same ProFlex knit material, which is that super soft, super breathable, really comfortable, almost soft shell feel, but with a 10,000 hydrostatic head. And actually, what we did on the basis of some feedback from some athletes was we used to have a ceramic print across the shoulders to try and increase that durability. It wasn't really working out the way we'd hoped it did. So we've actually come to the table with a new ProFlex. And this one is the same material, but woven rather than knitted. So that increases its durability, it increases its waterproofing, but it does slightly reduce its breathability and its stretch. But overall, the garment is still that sort of hybrid, almost soft shell, almost fully hard shell performance.
Because I've used it for a range of things, from, as I say, walking, scrambling, climbing, and I'm sure there's another thing I've used it, but running, that's the other one. Because the running in particular, because of the breathability, it really works well on the moisture transfer.
Definitely. So I'm the same as you. Over lockdown, I found myself at home without a running shell, and you couldn't find one for love nor money. Sadly, I don't have the same benefit you do as living within spitting distance of some rocks. So I didn't quite fancy taking Tom Randall's approach and getting a dunk in a Derby canal either. So
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But yeah, I was using mine for running, and just with a base layer underneath. Even through most of the winter, it was fine. It keeps the water off, but still lets you breathe enough that you're not soaking the inside of it. In terms of feature set, 2 high hand pockets for you here, so sitting above harness level, and they go up pretty high as well, so you fit a lot in there. Again, like I said, we've got that weave over the kind of outside arms, and a helmet compatible hood as well. So you've got your adjusters inside and one on the back as well, with a wired peak. Obviously, it looks a little bit silly because I'm wearing it with a sun hat indoors in a room.
Very North American of you, Angus.
I do it just to enjoy our head of sales in the UK. He's always like, "Why are you always wearing hats?" Because I'm clearly an epitome of cool.
So, do you want to do your tech transfer now and show us it under the spotlight? This is the magic. Here we are.
So you can see here the difference in the stretch between the weave, the knit, sorry, here, and the weave on the sleeves. So there is still some stretch here. It doesn't come across too well on camera, but you can feel it when you get to feel it. But again, this feels super soft. This feels much more like a traditional shell. But inside you can see the knit areas, and this is just so comfy next to your skin. I end up wearing mine sometimes, well, a lot of the time with just a base layer underneath. And we've got an inside pocket here on the Kinetic.
In particular with the pants, I've worn those just as a pair of winter walking trousers.
So you'll be pleased to know that the pants get an upgrade too. And they're basically channeling much more of the weave fabric. So these are much more durable than probably the version that you have. But yeah, they've essentially, for me, replaced soft shell pants for winter, because you're not sweating so much through your legs as you do through your torso. And just that extra waterproofing, where it's waterproof enough for rain, snow, sleet, cloud, windborne moisture, that general winter vibes, just nothing. Why would you not? Why would you not?
Yes, shifting as well from that 10,000 to the 20,000 hydrostatic head will make a big difference as well.
Definitely. The Kinetic Alpine is obviously the sort of higher up the mountain version of the range. We are redoing the Kinetic as well. It's little baby brother, but that is essentially less of a step change compared to the Kinetic. We're not introducing the weave into that at all. Right, sling that down on the table.
Awesome. Well, I'm biased because, as I say, I really liked its predecessor, and I know that I'm down to review both the pants and the jacket. It's going to be interesting to see how each performs compared to its predecessor.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see your thoughts, Rob. You'll definitely be telling me if we've done the right thing or not.
It's always a dangerous thing when you update a product that someone loves, because you're messing with things that there's the potential to improve, but there's the potential not to as well. So, everything you've talked about, though, a bit of extra durability across the shoulders. I think I'd never experienced issues with the ceramic print, but one thing that I tend not to use it as is maybe backpacking as much as some people would. The exception for me now is actually a child carrier with my daughter in, which is a sort of quirky form of gear testing. But she is growing, as children tend to. So it's definitely becoming more testing on my shoulders. But so that having that for that is definitely going to be more noticeable.
General wear and tear and abrasion. We put these, or our athletes and quite a few of our users too, put these products through hell. So we've got to make them last for them. But both those, the Kinetic 2.0 and the Kinetic Alpine, available in both men's and women's. So that's the women's behind me there. Essentially the same feature set. Yeah, a slightly different profile on the women's. So you'll see here the men's weave runs up into the sleeve, whereas in the women's here, it's cut slightly differently, a bit more feminine. It looks much better on. Sadly, I can't model that one, unfortunately.
We'll forgive you for that. Well, look forward to these both arriving. They look like real, improvements on what was already a great jacket. So look forward to both the jacket and the pants in the very near future.
Yeah, I'm really keen to see. Well, I'm pensive to see what you think. I have full faith.
I promise I'll be kind. Great. Thanks a lot, Angus.
Thanks, Rob.